The locked door at the end of the hall. Some houses breathe, not like people, not with lungs, but with memories. Windermere Manor was one of those houses, always watching, always waiting. When Aaliyah's family first arrived, the manor stood tall at the edge of a whispering forest, with its crooked chimneys and 1,000 silent windows. It looked like it hadn't been touched in 100 years, and somehow, it still felt awake. The villagers never talked about it, and the few who did simply said,
"There are some doors best left closed."
But Aaliyah, she wasn't like most children. While others feared the unknown, she was drawn to it. And it wouldn't be long before she found a door that didn't just lead to a room, but to something waiting, deep inside the heart of the house. Aaliyah explored each room, the dusty library with its sleeping books, the ballroom where her footsteps echoed like whispers, and the garden where statues hid among the ivy. But it was at the end of the third-floor hallway, just beyond the crooked grandfather clock, where she found the door. It was smooth, wooden, colorless. No handle, no hinges, just a brass plate. It read,
"Not yet."
Every other door opened with a squeak or a sigh, but this one just stood, still, waiting. It didn't belong, and that made it even more fascinating. At night, as the wind tiptoed through cracks and the house groaned in its sleep, Aaliyah heard it. Tap, tap, tap. Software rhythmic, coming from behind the door. She pressed her ear against the wood. Nothing. Then again, tap, tap, tap. No one believed her. Her parents said the manor was just old. The cat ran from the hallway every time. Aaliyah wasn't scared, just curious. A kind of curiosity that sits in your chest and refuses to go away. Weeks passed. Then one rainy afternoon, while searching for candles in the attic, Aaliyah found a small box buried beneath old coats. Inside, resting on faded velvet, was a silver key. It was curved and ancient, with little stars carved into its stem. Along its edge were 5 small words.
"For the brave and kind."
Aaliyah didn't know how she knew, but it felt made for that door. That night, she crept silently through the dark manor. Pebble the cat followed until they reached the hallway. There he hissed and ran. The door stood silent, but the plate no longer said, "Not yet." It shimmered and changed. Now it read,
"If you're ready, enter."
The key never touched the door. It simply glowed, and the door opened with a soundless breath. Inside was not a room. It was something else. Floating shelves lined the curved walls, holding toys missing their owners. Letters never sent, books that wrote themselves. A wooden swing hung from a starless ceiling, gently swaying. At the center, a pulsing orb, like a beating heart made of moonlight. It didn't speak with a voice. It spoke with thoughts.
"You waited. You listened. You were kind. That's why you may enter."
It was a memory room, a place that held everything the house remembered, and only open to someone ready to carry its stories with care. Each time Aaliyah returned, she learned more. One day she saw the memory of a boy who used to live there, dancing alone in the ballroom. Another time, she found a music box that played a lullaby the house once loved. The orb showed her how the house had felt sadness when a family left in the night, and joy when a child laughed too loud in the kitchen. The door never opened to anyone else, not even her parents. But they noticed a change in her. She listened more, smiled more, waited before speaking. She had grown, and whenever Pebble the cat wandered close, he would now curl by the door. Then one morning the door was closed again. The plate read only,
"Thank you."
Aaliyah didn't feel sad. She knew. She was done for now. The house had trusted her with its heart, and she had returned it with care. Years later, when Aaliyah had children of her own, she brought them to Windermere Manor. The house still stood, still quiet, still watching. And at the end of the hallway, the door waited again. The plate read,
"Not yet."
Moral of the story. Some doors in life can't be opened with strength, or even with the right key. They open only when we grow into the kind of person the mystery is waiting for. And when it finally opens, what you find inside might change you forever. If you enjoy this story, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more amazing stories.